Hey y'all, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little gingerbread boy and girl. So I made these two cute little ones, one of them on my Facebook Live and one of them as a Facebook video, and I figured I would do a full tutorial for you guys showing you how to make them. So to start off, you just need a piece of cardboard. So I just kind of freehanded these and cut them out with my box cutter, but you can print off a silhouette if you need to. And for my rope, I'm using 10mm rope, but you can use smaller twine like this one. This one's 4mm. It really just depends on your preference and if you want to use just what you have on hand. So first we're going to do a little outline with our hot glue gun, and then you're going to lay your rope directly on top of that. So we're basically kind of framing up our gingerbread man with our rope. And usually I do this part in sections because the glue will dry faster than what I'm able to lay the rope on it. So you can just kind of work at this until you get all the way around your gingerbread man and just kind of creating him section by section. Now when it comes to bending your rope around the little corners and things, it is a little trickier with thicker rope just because it's not as flexible as thinner rope. But I usually just add a little layer of glue and then kind of pinch those little corners to make them hold in the position that I want them to be. And I try to glue as close to the edge as possible so that you can't really see the cardboard edge on this, but you can go back and add one extra layer around the edge if you prefer, if you want to cover that up a little more. So now we're moving on to doing the second layer of rope, and this part is a lot easier in my opinion because you can just do a little line of glue and then just push your rope right into that right along the first layer of rope. Now it does get a little tricky once you get down to the parts of just filling in the last little bit of space. So like right here I was able to squeeze in the rope, but sometimes it might not always work out that way. You may have to work with this a little bit depending on the size of your gingerbread man. Like for the second one that I made, I was able to just lay the rope right into that last little space and trim it up and just glue that little part down to finish that part off, and you'll just start new to fill in the rest of its body. Now I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this though and think that this is really hard to do, especially once you get down to the center part of trying to twist and just fill in all those little small spaces. But I promise you, this does not have to be perfect. None of mine were perfect. They had a weird looking little stomach or a weird looking little face, and we just cover all that up with all the little decorative pieces. You won't even notice it. So for the center of his stomach, I just kind of twirled around until I got to the end of it, clipped that off, and then just glued that down in like a little swirl. And kind of the same for his face. I just started a new piece of rope and then just stuffed that right into that little pocket until it filled in completely. So for my other little gingerbread man, it worked out a little more perfectly where I was able to just run the strand straight up his face. So that made that a little bit easier for that one. But they're all going to be slightly different. They're all going to have their own little quirks to them. And you can just use little scrap pieces to fill in those little holes or any spots that you may have. So for this set of gingerbread man, I decided to use these gingerbread towels that I got from Dollar General last Christmas, and I thought it would be really cute to use the recipe on this one as the dress for our gingerbread girl. So first I'm just cutting that out because I did want some excess so that I was able to wrap her dress around her a little bit. And you could just fold under the bottom, but I wanted to have a little pattern to it, so I just did a little wavy cut into that. And now I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay her dress. So I'm going to fold those edges, but first I'm going to create her little straps for her dress. So I'm using those scrap pieces that we cut off the bottom as the strap for the top parts of her dress. So I'm just going to go ahead and commit to gluing those on so that way we can glue our dress right on top of that. And the back side isn't really pretty, y'all. You can cover that if you want to. And I didn't want the top part of her dress to have a frayed look, so I'm just adding in an extra piece of fabric just to smooth that out and give it a little more of a clean look. And just to give the top part of her dress a little more character, I wanted it to look a little ruffled. So I just added in the hot glue first, and then I'm just kind of scrunching up the top part while the glue is still warm, and I'm also kind of pinching it a little bit and just doing that until it dries so that it has more of a scrunchy look on the top. So now that the top part's glued down, we can go ahead and attach the rest of her dress. So I'm just folding those edges and then just gluing them as much as I can on the back side so that it kind of wraps around her. Now I do want to plug in here that the other gingerbread girl that I made was a lot easier as far as her dress was because I made it from a Dollar General bag. So if you want to go check that out, that's over on my Facebook page. I also have it posted as a short on my YouTube channel. And I was a little extra here. I did fold up her dress a little bit just to give it a little more character. And I wanted to go ahead and make her bow, so I'm using another scrap piece and just kind of cutting that into a little rectangle. And we're just going to scrunch that together and then wrap a little peppermint cord around it. I figured we would add a little color to this. And you're just going to tie that on the back to scrunch together a little bit. And we're going to glue that on the top of her head to give her a cute little bow. And I'm also adding another little strand of peppermint cord along the bottom of her dress just to give it a little more pop of color. So I started making my own little peppermint candies using white buttons. So this is optional, but I just think it's really cute. It's a nice little touch. So I'm doing her little buttons on her dress as little peppermint candies. And now to add the little icing effect, I'm using this 4mm white macrame cord, and I'm just kind of drawing my glue line with my hot glue gun in a little squiggle, and we're just going to glue that right along the little squiggle. So just be careful with this part not to burn yourself. And I usually leave a little extra piece hanging off both sides so that way I can glue it around to the back side. And at first I only do her arms because her legs were mostly covered, but I do end up adding it to her legs later on. And for her little smell, I'm using another little piece of it, but I'm using a smaller piece, and I do usually glue the edges just to seal them up so they don't come undone. And after they've dried a little bit, I do twist the edges just so it has a little point to them for her smell. And for her eyes, I'm just using some small buttons for that, so I'm just gluing those on, and then I'm using my white paint pen to add a little sparkle to her eye just to give it her a little more character. I always love doing that because it always adds a cute little touch to them. And this is when I finally added the icing into her legs, so it does add a cute little touch and just kind of ties it all together. So I think she turned out super cute. Now we can move on to our gingerbread boy. So I really wanted to use this part for his little apron or for his little hat just so it would have the homemade gingerbread cookies on it, but I ended up not doing that and just saving that for some other project at some point. So I just moved on to making this little chef hat. So I just used another piece of scrap fabric from that towel, and I start by just going ahead and gluing that directly onto his head. So I just have a little piece of scrap fabric here, and I do the same thing I do for our gingerbread girl's dress. While the glue is still hot, we're just going to pinch those little spots so that it gives it more of a ruffled look. And as far as the size for your fabric, I just tried to make sure I had a lot of excess so that I was able to work with this more and trim off what I didn't need. And I use those trimmings to stuff into his little hat to give his hat a little more of a poofy look, and then just folded those edges in and bended it down and glued that together so that it would give it more of a rounded look. And since that's glued in, I'm able to push those little corners in and kind of round it up a little bit on the sides. And I wanted to tie in the same type of colors and decorative pieces as our gingerbread girl, so I just trimmed off a little piece of towel to make it for the rim of his hat so it'll match her dress. So I ended up deciding not to do the apron idea for him because I didn't want it to look like a dress since we did a dress for our little gingerbread girl. So I just stuck with a little bow tie, the same little bow that we made for our gingerbread girl. And also adding in a little peppermint cord for his hat to make it look the same as our gingerbread girl, and the macrame cord and buttons for his face. And then of course adding a little sparkle to his eyes, so I did it on the opposite side so it kind of looked like they're looking at each other. And then adding his little frosting on his arms and his legs as well. And I was going to do the peppermints for this one as well, but I found these cute little frosted looking buttons in my button collection, so I thought they'd be perfect for this. And I wanted to show y'all how you can make your own little frosted buttons. So I'm just using a scrap piece of fabric, put a little bit of paint on it, and just kind of dabbing it around my little tan button here. And I just do that until I achieve the look that I want to go with, and I add in a little bit of this distressed ink on top of it just to give it a little more of a rustic look, to kind of warm it up a little bit. So it's just something cute you can do if you want to make your own little frosted buttons. So here's how our little gingerbread boy turned out. So I think he's so cute. Here they both are together. I know it's a lot of steps to do all of this, but they turn out so adorable. You can keep this forever and use it as decor in your own home, or they will make for some really sweet handmade gifts for Christmas. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.